I try to shout it from the rooftops, but no one ever seems to want to listen.
Well, hello you sexy mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. Right then, so, paedophilia. I do like to open with some interesting statements. Now, it's a sickness, it's an illness, it's a perversion, and it's something that should never, ever, ever, ever be accepted at all. Not one bit. There is no excuse. I'm not going to go down the, use the MAP, minor attractive people. If you're a MAP person, you're a sick fucker who needs to be locked up and away from the rest of the world for eternity. Paedophiles are disgusting creatures. Now, some people go, oh, it's a mental illness, they can't help it. Yes, you can. Yeah, you just leave kids alone. Pure and simple. It's not rocket science. If that what I just said offends you, I basically don't give a shit. Yeah, paedophile came anywhere near my kids, yeah, and they'd be dead. It's as simple as that. And rightly so, there have been laws that have been instigated to prevent or attempt to prevent these scumbags from existing. Now, there has been a very concerted push. I have actually done a video, I can't remember, the link will be up there and down in the description, to a video I did where people were talking about how should we treat paedophiles. And that they should be accepted in society. No, there is no acceptance at all. It's not a illness of a sexual perversion. It's mental chaos. It's not right. Okay, it's evil. So the laws have stayed the same. You know, you can't possess child pornography. It's against the law, and you'll get a prison sentence for it, or you should. We'll come into that in a minute. So basically, all in all, it's not a good thing. Now, Germany seems to have a different point of view. So, this is from Redux. Pro-paedophile activist group celebrates as Germany decriminalises child porn possession. Lower minimum penalties for child pornography offences. This is the first step down a very, very slippery slope. But I'll explain it's all been done on purpose. There's a design for this. So we'll read through the article. Germany's parliament, the Bundestag, has received the votes necessary to remove a section of the criminal code which made the possession of child sexual abuse materials a felony crime, as it should be. Not anymore, though. Once the bill, passed last Thursday, comes into effect, minimum sentences for possession of child pornography were reduced and the offence will be downgraded to a misdemeanour. Having pictures of children being sexually abused in Germany will be a misdemeanour. It's oh well. I mean, it's still going to carry a sentence, but misdemeanour? Really? Genuinely? According to the Bundestag, the bill stipulates that possession and acquisition should be punishable with a minimum penalty of 3 months imprisonment, and a distribution with a minimum penalty of 6 months imprisonment, and distribution with a minimum penalty of 6 months imprisonment. The offences regulated in Section 184B of the Criminal Code are therefore classified as misdemeanours and not crimes. The possession of child sexual abuse materials was first classified as a crime in 2021, as it fucking should be. After Federal Justice Minister Christine Lebrecht of the Social Democratic Party, SPD, Spectrum Pursuit, any case, introduced a minimum sentence of 1 year for the offence. The move classified the act as a felony, which remained for 3 years and until its recent downgrade. So up until then, you were committing a crime which had a minimum of a year in prison. Some would say longer. I mean, after a year. I mean, basically now, if you hold dirty pictures of children being abused, you get a slap on the wrist, 3 months in prison, you come back out. In response to the passage of the bill, Chairman of the Association German Children's Aid, the Permanent Children's Representation, Deutsch Kinderhilfe die Ständig Kindervertretung. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. My German is not very good. It's very basic at the best. Rainer Becker pointed out that Germany could violate a directive from the European Union that classifies any child pornography media as a serious criminal offence with a change in the law. Correct. It should be a serious criminal offence. But I have my suspicions of why this is being done, and I'll cover that in a minute. A statement of opposition was released by Christian Democratic Union, the CDU, and the Christian Socialist Union of Bavaria, the CSU. The distribution, possession, and acquisition of child pornography must, in principle and in practice, remain classified as crimes, reads the declaration. Even if you increase the penalty range in Section 184B of the Criminal Code in 2020, which led to practical problems in certain cases, a blanket reduction in the penalty range is the wrong solution. So obviously they had a criminal proceeding that didn't go very well. And the thing is, there is no way, there's no excuse. If you've got these things on your computer, you should be locked up. A change should be limited to the problem cases and solved with them effectively. Scientific findings show that if the penalty framework shifts downwards, the penalties imposed in practice also tend to be lower. So that's literally right. If you drop it down, then it just drops down. So until the end, it becomes what, a €50 fine. I was going to say Deutschmark, but they don't do that anymore. The rationale behind the downgrade of the crime to misdemeanor include consideration for parents and teachers who download content in order to perform law enforcement. No, there is no need to downgrade it. If that's what they're doing and they can prove that's what they're doing, that's fine. I mean, if they've downloaded them and given them to you, it's not that they're collecting it quite clearly. So basically what we have here is a bunch of idiots who are using one particular, well, not actually idiots, one bunch of sick bastards who've seen a little thing that they can use to wheedle this shit in. Look, if a teacher downloads some pornography, child pornography, and gives it to the police to highlight something, there isn't a fucking issue any case. But we're making it one. And what we're doing is using it. And there is a reason why. And just like everything is done for a reason and a purpose. Such cases occur particularly among parents and teachers of older children or young people who have found child pornography on them and pass it on to other parents and teachers or school management to inform them of the problem, reads the Article 1 of the bill. Well, yeah, there's no problem with that. A downgrade to misdemeanor urgently required in order to be able to respond appropriately and with necessary flexibility to the large proportion of juvenile offenders. No, if they're doing it, I don't give a shit. Here too, the perpetrators do not generally act in order to be sexually aroused by child pornography content, but rather out of a drive typical of adolescent stage of development such as naivety, curiosity, thirst for adventure, or desire to impress. So again, what we're basically doing is we're going to put children in increased risk because you lot can't fucking think for yourselves. It's that simple. However, despite acknowledging such circumstances, the bill has not made certain exemptions, but rather downgrades possession of child pornography altogether. So instead of going, right, these are things we need to do, right? So that we, if they download it to give it to us, which is obviously if they were doing it for their own sexual gratification, they wouldn't come and give it to the police. That isn't a problem. And if it's a young kid and we can have a look into it and realise that the kid's just doing it because peer pressure, whatever, yeah. So instead of us having to actually do a job, which wouldn't be that hard to work out, to be fair, what we're going to do is we're just going to downgrade the whole thing and make it a lot easier for who? Exactly. The bill also downgrades possession of tool altogether, a fact that's not gone unnoticed by pro-paedophile campaigners. Wankers and fuckfaces who deserve to be slapped. Okay? There should be no such thing as pro-paedophile anything. Are you fucking insane? Are you saying it's okay to be attracted to young kids? Really? Then you're fucking sick in the head. If that's what you think, you should be fucking locked up as well, for everybody's safety. The move has already been praised by a notorious German pro-paedophile activist group known as Krum 13 or simply K13. The activist group is described as a self-help organisation for paedosexuals. No such thing as a paedosexual. It's a paedophile. It's a disgusting thing that needs to be fucking eliminated. How can you... Oh, look at these dickheads here. In a blog written on its founder dated May 17th, K13 laments that no politician in all factions apologised to thousands upon thousands who fell to victim. Victim? Victim of what? Victim of being dirty, sick wankers with a perverted mind who get their rocks off looking at sexual abuse pictures of children. Victims? Fuck off. Victims. To the 2021 law which made possession of child sexual abuse materials a felony. Of course it should be. For fuck's sake. Here's the thing. I'm not going to read it. You can fuck off. Pedos. K13 further advises all visitors to the site have any relevant defence lawyers submit applications for stays of proceeding on behalf of their clients' ongoing proceedings. So now you've dropped it down. Hundreds of thousands of fucking pedos in Germany could do whatever the fuck they want. And this is going to help, is it? Really? Because you can't have the random cases where you have to use your brain. No, we'll just drop it down, it's fine. But everything is done, and there's a reason why. The Notorious group was founded by Dieter Greisking, who has been repeatedly charged with possession of child pornography. He is now wanking himself off, happy now that it doesn't make no difference. In 1996, Greisking was sentenced to 18 months, which he served 1 year in prison on charges related to operating mail-order child pornography service from a van. Should have had his fucking bollocks chopped off. In 2003, Greisking again appeared in court accused of possession of child sexual abuse materials obtained between July 1999 and January 2001. The pornography was found on Greising's computer after a search of his residence in August 2001. His devices contain a total of 216 image files of naked children and was sentenced to 8 months in prison. At the time, Greisking was also accused of linking to child pornography page on his website. This link was discovered by Jugendschutz.net, an organisation set up by the federal government to protect minors online, which is now pointless. In 2014 interview with Taz Online, Greisking called for the lowering the age of consent to 12 years old of age. Cut his bollocks off, the dirty fucking pervert. And said that adult sexual interactions with toddlers would have been discussed separately. How do you give the sick fuck the time of day? The taboo of paedophilia must be broken down at all levels of society. It's not a fucking taboo, you sick cunts. If a paedophile could come out without fear of exclusion, if he comes out, he's dead. Or demonisation, this is the best prevention against child abuse. Bollocks is it? I'm a paedophile. It's okay though, your children are safe. No, honestly, trust me, really. They'll be perfectly safe in my hands. Fuck off! Why are these sick fuckers allowed to make statements and exist? For babies and toddlers and elementary school students, the sexual component in such a relation is problematic. Oh, it's problematic! Problematic! You fucking dirty bastard! This will be discussed separately for sexual... How? Well, you're going to ask the parents for permission to fuck an 8-year-old? Is that what you... Is that what you're saying? Or, I'm really attracted to your 4-year-old daughter. He's all I give a good shaggy. How old are you? 56. I mean, does it matter? I mean, how long we have an adult conversation over it? I mean, it'll be a bit... Really? How would you even start that conversation? The age of consent of 12 is appropriate and long overdue in today's enlightened society. You mean today's perverted society? There are boys and girls who take the initiative in a friendly and sexual relationship with a paedosexual. Oh, right, they take the initiative. They go to the old dirty fucking wank stain. Oh, no, honestly, sleep with me. I know I'm only 12. Really? Go. No, that's fucking bullshit. Therefore, there needs to be sexual criminal law reform to just justice to everyone. No, the law was right. You fuckers shouldn't exist. 3K13, Greising his supporters lobbied for lowering the age of consent. They should be arrested and legalising child pornography. How is this acceptable? How is anyone giving these tossers a fucking moment in time? How? This is how far we've fallen. Legalising clearly self-determined sexuality with older people and those under 14 is the best protection against actual sexual violence against children. Oh, so if you legalise it, it's still fine to fuck an under 14-year-old. How is this human being allowed to even talk to people? Grayson wrote to another petition to the government while calling for the abolish of Section 176, sexual abuse of children, and 188, dissemination, acquisition, and possession of child pornography content from the legal code. Grayson has lobbied the government for changes for legislation for several years. Why are you listening? Oh, I know, there is a reason. Last fall, the Bundestag accepted a petition on children's rights authored by Griesling. So don't go to all the people who actually are children's things. Go to a dirty, stinking pervert, yeah? Which amends Article 6 of the Basic Law, adds statements regarding children's rights, saying children should be viewed as legal subjects within their own rights. Children should be viewed as legal subjects with their own rights. So what you're basically saying is if an 8-year-old kid who's been fucking groomed by this Wankstein decides to sleep with him, that's fine. Among the rights listed within the petition's text is assertion that children have the right to say in all matters affecting their emotional, mental and physical well-being and the right to free development of their personality. Sexual determination is included in Act 2 of the Basic Law under the phrase freedom of development of personality. In fact, Grayson made certain to point out his followers on the website. He's actually telling you the law now says, go fuck whatever you want. How is this allowed? And Redux is a source of your pro-woman, pro-children, safeguard news and commentary. Well, thanks for putting that out. But how is that acceptable? How is that acceptable? If it's gone in Germany, how long before it comes here? Now, this could get me in potentially hot water. So I'm thinking. There is a reason why there's been an increase in paedophiles. And it doesn't take much of a search on X to see people being hit by stings and being arrested. There is members of Alan Snack Bar who are rather partial to young children, especially Western girls. We've had grooming gangs where the media, police, council and everybody else knew what was going on and they turned a blind eye. So now we don't need to turn a blind eye if that shit that I just read out to you becomes law, where they make it acceptable, where a child can't vote until they're 18, but at any age can decide whether or not they can be shagged by a bloke. Let that sink in for a moment. I'm not going for far-reaching making this up. You can see the correlation between the two. What they're actually saying is we have a problem now, an increasing problem of paedophilia, and now it's going on the line of, well, it could be a bit racist if we pull these people up. So what we'll do is we'll lower the law and make it all right, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be fine. When this guy is actually telling his followers now, I've announced to change the law, go shag whatever you want. And when they go out and complain, the parents say, oh, when the child chose. That is a license to groom, that is a license to abuse, and that is absolutely fucking disgraceful. I feel for you, Germany, I really do. Of course, the German people will have no say in this until the next elections. But of course, standing against that is when they'll wheel out Alan Snack Bar members so they can claim that you're being racist as well. Everything is done for a reason. Everything is done on purpose. We are destroying our children. In Germany now, they can be shagged by anyone. It doesn't matter. We have transgenderism being screamed at in the school, LGBTQ+, everything else to destroy our children's innocence. And then go, well, it's because they're so sexually aware now, even though you're doing it. So what you're saying is now, because it's like, oh, well, you can see it on the internet at the age of 8. Well, one, if you do see it on the internet at age 8, the problem is not the child, it's because you're a fucking useless parent. For one. And for two, is that an excuse? I know here in the UK, they're trying to bring a law where you can't teach that sort of stuff until they're 13. Like, I didn't get taught about sexual education until I was in senior school. But they're saying, well, modern technology. No, what they mean is we started grooming them and programming them as early as we can in schools and education. So by the time they get to a certain stage, they think having sex with people is perfectly acceptable, and not knowing what gender you are is perfectly acceptable. It's just madness. Absolute raging madness. And the thing is, now that's gone there, you watch it slowly pop up everywhere else. It won't be long before it's perfectly acceptable to go and take pictures of a 5-year-old being abused by 6 50-year-old blokes, and that'll be fine to look at. Because he's like, hey, no child abuse. You're looking at pictures of children being abused. This is just another step down the madness and destruction of Western society. It's just unbelievable. And how the fuck it's been allowed. How somebody who's been arrested twice for being a dirty pervert somehow, well, actually, I know why. Because it's good now. It's good for these politicians to virtue signal their arses off. Look what we're doing to help everybody. Without realising what the fuck you're doing. By opening the door to all these madness, you're destroying the world. You think you're helping, you're putting the noose around our necks and finishing us off. That's what you're doing. You crazy, dumb, stupid people. You just keep taking the money off the local, off us all poor people, make us poor, destroy our farming, destroy our children, destroy our families, destroy everything. Because you think you're fucking helping and you're killing us. Any case, with that one I'm done. I need to go and decompress for 5 minutes. So, until the next one.